Alrighty, hi ladies and gents, hope you're having a fantastic day today. I've got a video in this series about the 3 steps to selling real estate at record prices. So, as you would have seen in the headline of this one, the 3 steps that I've identified are first of all attracting genuine buyers, second step increasing the perceived value of a property, and then the final step creating a conversion psychology. So to dive into each of these a little bit further and to tell you exactly what I mean behind them. Okay, attracting genuine buyers. Of course, look, we need genuine buyers to actually buy a property. Look, ultimately, we only need one genuine buyer to make a sale. But in order for us to achieve a record price, we're going to need as many of these genuine buyers in the room competing for your property at the same time. Because look, to give you a bit of an understanding, if we just have you as a vendor and a buyer down here and just the one buyer, okay, the ball is really in their court, okay, they're the one with all the power. They've seen you list your property and say, let's say 350,000, they've walked in and gone, 350, that's the price that I'm not going to pay, I'm going to offer 300, okay, and they start to get the power negotiating. Now the worst thing that can happen is we only get buyers, dribs and drabs coming along over quite a long period of time, and that means that your property's starting to go stale, okay, you as a vendor are starting to feel like what's going wrong, why is the market buying, okay, and the power gets even more and more towards the buyer, okay, so one lucky buyer is going to come along and make you feel emotional as a vendor, start thinking no one wants to buy my property, they're going to offer you something low and you're going to sell it for below market value, or at best just in line with market value. So this is of course not what we want to do. We want to be selling our property for above market value. We want to be trendsetters. We want to be pushing the boundary, constantly aiming for sort of 10%, 20% above what people would be considering fair market value for the area. So look, the way that we're going to do this, okay, it's pretty simple. First of all, attracting genuine buyers. We can't just settle for one genuine buyer. We know that doesn't work. We need as many genuine buyers all competing for your property at the same time. So marketing, of course, is going to be the main way that we're going to achieve this. Now, you've got your standard ways in this day and age. We're on realestate.com.au, domain.com.au, which hits a lot of our interstate buyers. We've got local print media. We've got print media for interstate print media. We've got my personal favorite, social media. And then, of course, you've got all the other direct means of like door knocking, direct mail, that sort of stuff as well. But look, the concept that we need to understand is we don't know necessarily where these genuine buyers are going to come from. So we need to hit the avenues that are going to encapsulate the largest possible audience as we can. Now, traditionally, print media was a thing of the past. Now we know we're all online. Realestate.com.au, domain.com.au are your go-to places at the moment that everybody seems to accept. But look, as I said, my favorite, social media, is an incredibly powerful way. Facebook in particular has some unbelievable metadata. They know what people are looking for, what people are searching for, and as a result, we can put an ad in front of people's eyes about your property. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. The concept as a whole is all about getting as many genuine buyers as we can. Okay, I love to sell properties at auction, but look, getting multiple genuine buyers in the first week of a private treaty listing is just as powerful a concept. So the whole thing that we're aiming for is to take away the competition from being about vendor versus buyer. We want buyers taking on other buyers, and marketing is going to be so critical in doing that. Now, the recommendation that I always give to my vendors when we list, and to any other real estate agent that asks me for advice, is to get your vendor, and if I was selling a property, I would absolutely 100% do this, as in if I was selling my own property. Now, what I'm talking about is investing 1% of the value of the home that you're trying to sell into marketing. So, look, 1% sounds like an incredibly large amount of money to be spending on marketing. So, $3,500 spent for a typical $350,000 home, let's say in Red Bank Plains, or $5,000 spent for a home in Augustine Heights. Okay, these are huge amounts of marketing, but trust me, guys, you spend this amount of marketing, you are giving yourself a significant opportunity to attract as many genuine buyers as you possibly can, and this translates into buyers in competition with each other, which means good offers are going to come on the table. If you're at private treaty and if you're at an auction, it means a fantastic cracking auction sold under the hammer for a potential record price. Now, this is what it's all about, guys. This is where it's at. Look, what is it? It really isn't that much to take the risk on putting a bit extra down on the marketing for the reward that we're going to get. So remember when we're aiming to increase the value of your property by some 10 to 20%, So to spend 1% on marketing instead of your typical sort of 0.2, 0.3% on marketing isn't really that much more of a risk. But anyway, like I said, it's something I do, and this is how I believe you sell at record price. So we've got as many genuine buyers interested in your property as we can. Okay, we now need to increase the perceived value of your home. Now, what I'm talking about here is once we've got these genuine buyers coming to have a look at your property, we need to first of all identify some features that are truly unique, and we need to get buyers not looking at the now, but looking at the future. Okay, so when a buyer for the Greater Springfield area comes to me, okay, what I do is before I ever even take them to your home or to any home that I'm selling, is I want to give them a royal tour of the area. I'm going to go and talk to them about the $72 billion that's going to be spent over the next 15 years. I'm going to talk to them about the fact that it's Australia's largest city being built here, and that it's going to be a worldwide and international attraction, that we're going to have resorts, we're going to have world-class businesses, we're going to have a custom designed, a master planned, in fact, city that is going to be a true hub of Southeast Queensland, and it's going to be, in my opinion, the premier CBD nationally. So I will sell people on that concept before I ever even take them to the home, so they get the royal treatment. They see what's coming. Okay, and then after they've gotten excited about all of that, I'm going to bring them to a property that I'm selling, your property, and I'm going to say, have a look at this, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer. Check out this incredibly large block of land. So you might have some unique features. Let's say it's a 1,500 square meter block in Red Bank Plains. Okay, that's a unique feature. You could sell it now for a decent price, or you can really get someone excited and sell it for a record price. So I'm going to take this 1,500 square meter block and I'm going to show them that that's a unique property. I'm going to say, look, imagine what it's going to be like 15 years from now when the population density has increased so significantly in the area that this 1,500 square meters is now a rare gem. Okay, so where everybody's living on these tiny blocks, living in apartments, and everyone's kind of thinking, oh, gee whiz, I wish I had some backyard to plant some fruit trees or something like that. Okay, now the fact that you own this property and this unique fact of this large block has absolutely leveraged the capital value growth of the entire area. So for a buyer to pay an extra $20,000, $30,000 now for the reward of that leverage in the future is going to be an easy decision for them. Okay, so this is the process of increasing the perceived value. Now, there's more components to increasing the perceived value as well. We want people to feel emotion when they come to your property. We want people to imagine themselves living in your property. We want to have it styled nicely, and that's why we've got Melissa in the Greater Review team. She's going to help make your property look beautiful. Now, what we're talking about is things like color. Okay, so prints on the walls, some colorful cushions on your bed. We're going to make it look attractive to the eye. We're going to make people think, oh, I could imagine this being my home. And that's an incredibly powerful thing, because come auction day or come multiple offer day in the private treaty sense, okay, people are going to remember these emotional connections that they have with your property, and that is going to be a reason why they're willing to put down an extra 5, 10, 15, 20,000. Now remember, the sort of psychology that I'm going to be using in increasing the perceived value, okay, when we've got this multiple buyer scenario, is a really important thing, and it actually leads on to creating the conversion psychology. So what I'm talking about there is, let's say in the private treaty sense, so we've listed our property at a price and we want to sell it for the maximum price we can. We want to achieve a record sale. We've got multiple genuine buyers interested. We've increased the perceived value for all of them on this. Now comes the day where they're sitting down in the office and we're saying, okay, we need to get you to put down a price on the paper, and I'm going to submit this to the vendor. Okay, so the conversion psychology that we want to achieve in, first of all, a private treaty sense is this. So you can imagine you're a buyer, you're sitting across the desk from me, the real estate agent who's representing the property that you have fallen in love with, that you know is in an area that is absolutely brilliant. Now I'm going to say to you, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, as you can understand, this is amazing real estate, and as a result, it has had an amazing amount of inquiry. Now, look, I wish I could tell you that there's an opportunity for you to negotiate here with a vendor, but look, we do have a lot of people putting their offers down today. So what we need you to do, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, is Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, is put your best foot forward. Okay, look, I said there isn't going to be an opportunity for you to negotiate with the vendor directly. So look, I would ultimately hate to be ringing you up tonight to say that you missed out on this property by only $3,000 and that somebody else put in an offer $3,000 higher than yours. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Buyer or Mrs. Buyer, what's an extra $3,000 is really such an insignificant amount in terms of your mortgage repayment. So look, I would hate for you to miss out on the property by only such a small amount. So how about we put down our genuinely best foot right now? You tell me what you think this property is actually worth. I don't want you to have any regrets. So please put down the price that you'll have no regrets on if you miss out. And look, if I ring you up this afternoon after all the offers are in and tell you that you missed out by $3,000, I want you to say, look, no worries, that's fine. That was everything we thought the property was worth, given all of the future of this property and its development in the area. So that's the sort of psychology that I want in a private treaty scenario, which we can achieve if we have these. If we've got the genuine buyers through marketing, we've got that increased perceived value, and we've created that psychology of getting the best possible conversion. Now the same thing happens for auction. Okay, you can imagine the auction. This is my personal favorite, the excitement of an auction. Okay, so we've had a 4-week marketing campaign where we've spent 1% of the value of the home. We've got genuine buyers, we've got a big crowd, we've got 10, 15, 20 people wanting to buy your home that are registered bidders on the day. We've got a crowd of 45 people lining the street watching what's going to happen at your property. Okay, myself as the buyer, I'm going around talking to all these buyers, getting them warmed up, getting everyone going. Okay, we're finding out what their prices are going to be, and they're all getting excited and jittery. Okay, look, an auction is the single most powerful tool you as a vendor can use to create a sense of excitement and a sense of emotion, and even we tap into another one, ego, okay, for achieving a record price. So what happens is we've got all these people in the room. Not only are they, like in a private treaty sense, putting down a bid for a property behind closed doors in a kind of relaxed area. This time it's out there. They can see directly their opponents. They can see the other people that want to buy their home. Okay, and ego starts to take over. You can imagine if someone's already emotionally invested in purchasing your home and they can see somebody else that wants it, okay, they start to fight for it. They start to fight for it. And look, I'll be honest with you right now. At an auction, okay, people, look, buyers, I don't want to say this, don't want to offend all you buyers out there, but look, buyers can end up paying far more than they had ever planned because of the emotion and the ego of an auction. So look guys, as vendors, this is the perfect scenario for us getting a record price. So look, the auction process, the same psychology of having that competition is really what it's about. So look, to summarize guys, attracting genuine buyers through really high quality marketing. It's a must. So if you are not willing to put that risk on the line of spending some money on marketing and getting it out there with high quality photography, high quality videography, high quality placement on realestate.com.au and domain, excellent amount on social media. Social media is, in my opinion, the single most powerful tool you're going to have in your marketing. Okay, and then the increased perceived value. You need an agent who is going to give that increased perception of value. Someone who's going to sell the entire area before they even bring the buyers to your home. And then when they get to your home, identify the unique properties about your home and get them to leverage that uniqueness with the future concepts that are coming in the whole area and show that potential buyer what that means. And then finally, the conversion psychology. You again need a good agent who can handle the buyers, somebody who's going to create that sense of psychology and get people to truly put their best foot forward if they're in a private treaty scenario. And if it's in an auction, we just let the auction take over. Look, the excitement of the day, the pressure of somebody else trying to buy the home at the same time as you is beautiful. It creates brilliant results, and that's why every record sale just about happens at auction. So guys, I hope you've got something out of this video. I've really enjoyed delivering it. Look, please like, share and tag some mates in it if you think it's got something in there. If you want to know how to sell your property at record price and you'd like to talk to me directly about it, I'm more than happy to catch up with you. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in on the video, and have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again next time.